Saskatchewan for the first game of a back-to-back homestand here today and tomorrow. These are a couple of heavyweights, second and third in the league. SAIT has the edge with 1 point for an overtime loss. Both teams sit 6-2. It could come down to a goal-scoring team versus a solid goaltending team. Dominic Tomei, a good, solid 10D, but SAIT 7 goals in each of their last 3 games. They're on a 4-game win streak. Briercrest on a 2-game win streak. One of those streaks is ending today. We're going to send it on down to the PA announcer. And here we are, ready to get going. In net for the Trojans, it's rock solid McLean. Andrew McLean, a good season, been the starter. Looking at a good .912 save percentage. But Tomei is another one who's been solid with that .921 save percentage. 2.3 goals against average, and here we go. We're underway. And already the Trojans dump it in. And it's going to be carried out, but Richmond's going to keep it in, and a shot on goal, and a tough one there. Tomei makes the save. So SAIT getting started early. Try and keep this hot streak going. Huber to take the face-off. Tie up and attempted shot. Kept in, not for long. Racing back for it. And carrying out of his own zone was Miley into the Trojan zone. Huber centers it to the captain, Mackenzie Wilkie. Pass for Richmond off target. They'll make a line change. And a collision there in the neutral zone. Stevenson's lost his stick. And around the net, it's going to be coming back out. Stange keeps it in, and a shot there, blockered away. Up and out of play. Watch out for the people watching along the boards here at Jones Snyder Arena. Another face-off in Briercrest zone. Stevenson to take the face-off for Briercrest. Hanas in for the Trojans. Won by Stevenson, and out comes Jacob Arsenault, and Enns is going to throw it in. Delayed offside. Someone has to tag up, but the Trojans going to wheel the other way. That's Keegan Casey who wheeled it in, and now a battle in deep. Ends with it. Now the Trojans, there's Casey, a shot. Might have hit a body that may have been deflected wide. An attempt to get it out. Briercrest gets it out. Puck battle at center and thrown in deep. Just about 2 minutes gone in this first period. And SAIT off to a strong start. They've got a couple shots. And here's Keegan Casey. Across to Stange. And now there's Tanner Sidaway. Back to Stange, looking to try and break out of their zone. There's back to Sidaway, over to Cox. And a delayed icing, and it will be, and we'll take the face-off all the way back in Trojan zone. Here's going to be a face-off to the right of McLean. Dale in for the face-off. Jacob Dale is the scoring leader for Briercrest. And it's in the corner. Going back, it's Trullo. And it's going to be sit away. He's got Clark and a missed pass. But they're in the Briercrest zone. Briercrest going to take it back out. Here come the Clippers. There's Eikens. Eikens in the zone. It's going to be the Trojans back the other way. Here's King over to Sidaway. Sidaway still with it. He's going to take a shot. And that's corralled by Tomei. A nice stop there. He's faced 3 shots so far. McLean has faced none. But the Clippers have had a couple looks to get into the zone, get set up, but they've been unable to put anything on to try and test McLean. Back the other way come the Clippers, and a steal. Here's Clement and Smith trying to make something happen, but now it's Kendra Chuck, number 8 for Clippers, and now it's going to be back the other way. Trojans looking to get it out. There's Smith racing for it. Plays onside, but he throws it in. Now the opposite corner, and a fall there that was a little concerning, and not able to keep it in. They're going to have to tag up, and they make a line change. Fresh legs out there, and a steal by Richmond, and a steal back almost, and yeah, Kane recovers it, and a long shot in on Tomei. Makes a good save. Has the paddle in the right position. Unfortunately, a lot of goalies nowadays don't have their stick right covering the 5-hole, and just have it off to the side, but solid positioning and a good save and a long shot. And it's Welke in for the Trojans, tries to win it. Bit of a tie-up, but the Trojans have it. In the corner now, to the point, Richmond. Over to Richmond. Both brothers out there, but now a rush from the Clippers. And out in front, and SAIT's going to take it back. And now in comes Enns, tries to get in deep, but is cut off by, that's Ryder Richmond. And now the Trojans back in the zone. And that one's covered up. 5 shots on goal for the Trojans, nothing for the Clippers. And we're gonna have both teams change and face off in the Clippers zone. Clark to take the face off. Looks like Stevenson in for the Clippers. The wave was Clark, and Sidaway took the face off, and now in deep it's Arsenault. Stevens gets it out, and a late hit there. Looks like no call. Definitely borderline, I'd say. And here's a steal. Here's Clark. And that shot wide on the backhand. Couldn't get a lot of power on it. And there's another look at it. And there, a big hit there. But that's Cox taking the brunt of the hit. Now Stange to his other point man. And Stange again. That one hits the mound of bodies in front. Big dog pile there. Tied up, and it's cleared by the Clippers. Casey wheels back to his own zone. Looks to get it out. Cox turns, or gonna get set up. Got a few fresh legs out there. Keegan Casey gaining speed. Casey flips it in after he gains center. And a baseball-like catch for Tomei. A fly ball over to Tomei, and he covers up for the face-off. It's going to be to his left. Hanas down to one knee, wins the face-off. King over to Skolmoski, and a shot there goes wide. King throws one on goal, looking for a deflection, doesn't get one. And now the Clippers. Aikens waits, gets it to his teammate. Back to the point man, Citrullo, and a shot there. May have hit a body in front. No, the count. It was a save, and McLean makes his first stop of the night. Skolmoski turns, drops it for King. He was pressured, gives it over to Smith. Almost turned over, and it is turned over. But good back and forth hockey. But Citrullo back to his own zone. Now he passes it up the middle, and it was tipped at the center. Ponchalet, a great play to negate icing. And Skolmoski pressured again, lots of pressure, and there's a big lead pass. Nolan on his knees, tries to make a play. It's taken away, and now over and stumble there, but it's going to be back into the Clippers zone, but the Clippers trying to get it out. Long pass there. Oh, and a dangerous collision there. A little awkward. Luckily, he's up and okay. Now Nolan. He's got. Oh, there's a passing play. It was Clement on his assistance, and he's trying to maybe force something else, and it's taken by Welke. Thrown in front, and that was on the back of the net. Almost looked like it was in the net for a second, but it was not, and that's icing. Looks like there might have been a missed call there. A player went down and looked like it was vying for a high stick. Won't get it. We stay even strength, but it's an icing on Briercrest, all the way from Carlisle, Saskatchewan. A face-off, Huber in. And it's Jaden Little in the face-off circle. For the Clippers, it's won by Huber, and Stange cuts around. And Huber looks for Casey at the point, waits, takes, scores! The icebreaker is from Keegan Casey. A point shot found its way. It's 1-0 for the Trojans. A nice goal from Casey. Casey's not often on the score sheet, but he gets his team up 1. Just about 8 minutes into the game. Tomei out to play it, throws it off the boards, but it's pressured by the Trojans. But now here comes Briercrest. And it's thrown out front, no one there, but keeps it on side is Arsenault. That's Austin Arsenault. Now Citrullo over Granfield. Shot blocked, and we've got some activity over in the corner. More along the half boards, right by the circle, and I didn't see any arms up, but we might be getting one. No, it may. I was not correct. It's just going to be a face-off. Not sure why the whistle was blown dead, but it does happen that way. Maybe it was a flagged out play, and I just didn't notice. A couple of shots for Briercrest, so McLean's getting some shots. And there's a shot off the face-off. That was Keck. And over, it's Cox, fights for it, has it. Cuts into the zone. Clark goes to the net. And that will be icing. No, it's going to go on goal. So a third shot, not the most dangerous, but it was but you want to see McLean get some nice saves. He made some unreal saves in the opener, the home opener this year for they were against the Nate Ooks. He made some unbelievable saves. Truly spectacular, so you like to watch him in action. And Stevenson wins the faceoff and a shot blocked. He has it again, wheeling in and another save. Back around the corner, penalty coming up. And it's a delayed call on SAIT. They touch up. And it's a cross-checking call. Looks like Briercrest, no, Briercrest got the penalty. Late whistle, they had the puck, it's Klasuska. In for two. And so the Trojans get their first power play. Huber in the face-off. And tie up, King cuts off the attempt to clear, and it's over to Machado. Now it's King. Back behind the net. Tied up by Jacob Arsenault. And it will be cleared. Machado back for it. Starts to wheel out of center. Hanas over center, gets it over. Unable to corral the pass is Trentham, but it's behind the net. And Trojan player went down. Huber went down now. Multiple players going down. Machado, a good play to cut it off at the neutral zone. King over to Machado. And it's thrown on over to the corner. And that's Lowen. Clears it. Minute gone in this power play. And that's stolen. And now Kelly back to his own zone. He's going to fire it down and kill some more time. Clippers able to change. On the breakout, now here comes Smith. Chip and chase, gets around, and he's going to bump Stevenson, and it'll go all the way down. Just 30 seconds to go on this first power play for the Trojans. If not had a shot. They did have one look, but it was not on goal. And there's Kane, or pardon me, that's Clark. Now it's over in the corner. And it's the Trojans have it behind the goal. And now it's Clark. Over to Richmond. Reese Richmond looks. Clark unable to corral it. Penalty expiring. There's a shot up high, and it is stopped by Tomei. Our only shot, and here we go. Wait, we might have a on-man rush. It's a 2-on-1. There's a shot by Dale, and it goes wide. And now Stange brings it up for the Trojans. The corralling it is. Oh, and the Stange falls down. There's Dale. It's onside. Dale. And that one goes puck loose. Here's Citrullo. Tries to get around Smith. Kane clears it, but it's going to be icing. A good look for the Clippers. Tried to catch the Trojans off guard. A 2-on-1 chance, but it went high and wide, and they've almost caught up in shots. 6-5 in favor of the Trojans. And so Granfield's gonna take the face-off against Smith. Wins it. There's Austin Arsenault. And there's a tie up in the corner. And brought to the point. There's Miley. Now it's over to Kelly. Shoots. Glove save. A nice grab from McLean. Shots are now tied. Some offensive bursts from the Briercrest Clippers. We got some fresh legs. And Little will take the face off. And Mackenzie Welke's waved. In will be Clement, who wins it. And a clear off the boards. Rushing in is Kane. Takes a bump. And he throws it back. There's Clement. And no Skolmoski, and a save by Tomei. Covers up for a face-off. And the face-off to the right of Tomei, and we're going to have Welke in against Jaden Little. Face-off won by Little. Back around, it's Kelly. Throws it. King cuts off the clearing attempt or the long lead pass for Wines. Here's another attempt to clear. And now Welke in the corner throws it out front into the slot. That was Kane. Looked for a lane, but he couldn't find it. And now out come the Clippers and thrown into the opposite corner. Clippers will change. And out comes King and tipped in by Hanas. And he'll fight for it. Tied up behind Tomei, but now the Clippers carry out. There's Dale over to Ponchalet. Machado gets it for the Trojans, throws it into the slot. There's Jake Dale. Over to Enns. And a shot. Sharp angle. And it's back to the point. Another shot. Ooh, that one trickles wide. Enns. Oh, a fall by Ponchalet. He gets up. He's okay. And there's a low in. Ooh, that one deflected wide, and Briercrest couldn't get it. With McLean going the wrong way, but here's a lead pass. There's a shot. Glove save. Nice flash of the leather. And a nice shot from Trentum. And it'll be Sit-away Cox. Cox in for the faceoff. Sit-away on the wing. And the faceoff was won by the Clippers, but Trojans get it out, and they're now going to break out or get into the zone. 3 Trojans on 3 Clippers, and a shot goes wide. Stange gets it back in deep. And there's Cox. And it's cleared. Casey fouls at center. Back the other way come the Trojans. Played by Tomei, and there's a steal. And now back is the Clippers trying to find their way out of their own zone. That one redirected in by Fasuska. And now with speed, it's Skolmoski. Wheeling in. Oh, and a step offside. Too many moves at the blue line. We got a whistle. The neutral zone faceoff is coming up. Welke to take the faceoff. He is against Granfield. Granfield ties it up a bit, wins it, and it goes all the way back to Tomei, who leaves it for his defender. And now up comes Kelly. In the corner, and Skolmoski, you're going to take it away, and pressure there from Austin Arsenault. And there's a pass up. Kane tries to get it over the King, but it's disrupted by Miley, pardon me. And through the neutral zone, here's Kelly, all alone. Shot wide. May have hit a Trojan in front, but Lyons throws it in deep to Kindrachuk. And now it's Nolan breaking out. But it's taken back by Lyons. Kindrachuk chips it in. Back to the neutral zone, thrown back in, and it hit Kinderchuk, so it will be an offside as he was in over the blue line trying to tag up, but 8-7 in the shot count. The edge to the Trojans. And we're gonna have a neutral zone face-off all the way back at which is outside the Clippers blue line, won by the Clippers. And Ponchalet tries to get something going and thrown in deep by Lowen. And Stange back around. Clemen forced against the boards by Lowen, but it's taken out. And here we go. We may have a partial 2-on-1, but the Clippers get back. There's a shot off the shoulder of Tomei. He fought that one off. And it's gotten out and thrown back in by Stange, not deep. But they will get a bit of a line change, but Clemen now in. He's got Nolan with him. In deep, forced against the boards. Dale with a hit there on Nolan. Now Ponchalet. Miss pass, and it will not, it stayed in the zone, and some contact there. Now in their own zone, Dale up to Aikens, and now in comes Enns, a shot. A pad save from McLean, and now it's the Clippers with a bit of offense. Keck throws it on goal, and another save by McLean. Some hits there. Enns again. Looked for a tip, but that goes wide. Trentum battling. Gets it to Casey, and he's gonna wait. They're gonna get set up here. King. Long lead pass to Trentum. He's got Machado. Leaves it for Machado. Machado, and a shot there. Goes wide. And the Clippers bring it back out. That's the Suska. Gets it in deep around the boards. And it's going to be thrown down. Not enough for icing. Good draw weight. But a long pass. Keck tips it in. And the Trojans once again breaking out. There's Clark up to Sidaway. Sidaway, and a shot goes wide. And now it's the Clippers. And there's a bit of a hit there. That's the Suska. Now it's back to their own zone, but a bit of a battle along the boards, and Trojans. Final minute of play. A hit by Sidaway. And chance for some more rushes. There's Miley right in front of me, and there's a penalty coming up late. And it's on the Trojans. It's Clark. He's had the puck a lot. He's been a good back end. Interference is the call. Just under 47 seconds to go in the first. So a chance for Briercrest to try and get something before the period ends. Back to the point. Thrown over Enns. Down low, back to Enns. And back. Just a passing game along the boards. Enns switches sides, and there's a shot. Hit a body in front. It's a attempt to get it through, and unable to keep it onside is Jacob Arsenault. But it's back Arsenault again. Jacob Arsenault, the captain, tried to leave it, but Mackenzie Welke is going to clear it. And that looks like the period will expire. Trojans lead 1-0 after one, but a minute 14 of Clark's penalty is going to carry over to period number 2. The shots 10-9. But a good first period. Both clubs had a lot of offense, a lot of good plays. You're watching the SAIT Trojans on ACAC TV. We're going to head to an intermission break. Don't go anywhere. Back with ACAC TV hockey action. SAIT Trojans at Winsport Arena taking on the Briercrest Clippers. Trojans lead 1-0, but they're going to have to kill the remainder of this minute 14 penalty to Clark. But they do have an edge, but we are seeing some good offense from Briercrest. Team's getting ready to come back. And here we are. We're ready to go. Briercrest back on the ice. Ends are switched, but we're going to have a good one. Tomei and McLean both had some good saves there. But they're going to continue to be tested, but a lot to play. A lot left to play. 40 minutes to go. We're approaching the midway point of the ACAC hockey season with the second and third place teams here. As I said off the top, the Trojans definitely looking pretty good. They've got the lead, but a lot to be decided. Here we go. Teams lining up at center. Goalies in the butterfly, getting ready, getting warmed up. Getting ready. And a face-off tie-up, and it's going to be taken by Welke. And thrown into the zone. Now it's ends to throw it up, but it's going to be put right back in by the Trojans. In the corner. And here comes Ponchelet. A shot there from Aikens, and now it's ends over to Jacob Arsenault. Arsenault again, he's playing catch. Back and forth, they're gonna... Aikens with a shot there. I don't think McLean quite saw it, but makes the save. Good positional save. Ends with it. Time is winding down. A shot attempt, not far enough, and now Kane's going to bring it out. This will kill some time. Throws it in deep. Just 15 seconds to go on the man advantage. Here's Aiken. And it's going to be put back in. That will do it for the Briercrest power play, but they're going to bring it out. Throws it over. Stevenson unable to tap that one to deflect that, so it is icing on Briercrest. Face off, Machado. In against Stevenson. Stevenson wins it. Shipped out. And now there's a chance. Here's the Clippers and a big save. Nice, solid save right into the crest of that Trojans uniform. That was Justin Keck with a good chance. Had speed, but turned, but he couldn't find the back of the net. So face-off. Now Keck in the face-off circle. He's against Hanas. Won by Keck, but possession, or that was not Hanas, pardon me, that was Trentum. Let the Trojans get it out, but back into their own zone is Briercrest. Thrown in deep. Reese Richmond. Dale tried to cut it off, but now here comes Trentum. Has Machado. points and assists and points leader for the Trojans. Machado's had an outstanding season, and he had a great one last year as well. And there's Ryder Richmond. Long lead pass to Nass. I think that'll count as a shot on goal, but it will be covered up by Tomei. A face-off will follow. Just over 2 minutes gone in this second period. And Cox in the face-off against Granfield. Granfield waved. In comes Austin Arsenault, but loses it. And there's a shot redirected, and it's a pad save, and dangerous chance there. And sit away, using his strength. He's a physical player, but he can also score some unreal goals. So he's played well this season, but now here's Austin Arsenault. Rosen in deep, wrong side of center, it's icing. And they'll get some. Faceoff's going to be to the left of Tomei. That's Smith in the faceoff circle with Granfield. Won by Granfield. Pressured by the Trojans, but here's Austin Arsenault. And he'll be pressured, but he's going to race out. He's in with Granfield. Pass in to the netting and out of play. They just can't seem to get set up in the Trojan zone. They've really been attempting to get set up, try and find some offense. They've been doing a good job of getting into the zone, but they can't hold it. They can't get too many shots on goal. But I mean, they do have 10 shots for the Trojans 11. And they won the face-off. And a big save there. They'll tie up the shots. It's a very back and forth. But the Trojans back the other way. It's a delayed offside. And a long pass. There'll be another icing. Lots of icings in this game. On both sides, I should mention. So a lot of going back and forth. But overall, good hockey so far. And it's going to be Smith in the face-off against Jaden Little. One by Smith. And a shot there, hit a body in front. Back the other way, it was Kinderchuk. Chips it in. And racing for it. And a hit there by Casey. Nolan gets it up to Smith, and it's a 2-on-2. Smith and Clement. Arsenault is also there for the Clippers on defense. And back the other way. Oh no, it's going to be Nolan stealing. And a battle behind the net. Clement comes up with it. Smith! Save made by Tomei. A nice one there. Fights that puck off with the shoulder. And a hit there by Miley. A nice one. Pressuring Clement. Laying the body, and now Kinderchuk clears it all the way down, played by McLean, and a long pass cut off. There's Ponchelet, and here's three Clippers across the blue line. A shot there, looking for more of a pass. Tried to sneak that one in, and not able to find Twine. And it's the Trojans trying to wheel out now, and it's a pass up to Kane. Kane over to Welke. Welke into the zone. And a shot there and a rebound. Cleared out by the Clippers. A good defensive play. But it's the Trojans back in onside. A save, a rebound, scores! Huber gets the second goal for the Trojans. They lead by a pair. And a big burst of offense for SAIT. And it's them with the advantage. Got the momentum. Briercrest is really need to find something to get this team going, get the club together. They've had a few looks, but really nothing too dangerous. Clark a little eager. Won by the Trojans. Clark and a fanned pass. Try and take advantage of it. Clippers, ends, gonna try and get into the zone. He does. And it's Stevenson. Try to pass, cut off. And Stevenson will throw it back into the Trojan zone. Left behind the net by McLean, and now it's a long pass to Cox, and he's gonna feed it to Clark, racing in, Arsenault. And now with speed, here's Keck. He's got the Suska. A third man there. Oh, and his stick goes flying from a collision with, I believe that's Sidaway. And it's back to the Trojans on the, well, not on offense. It's the Clippers with the puck. And back into the Trojan zone, though. Going to find some offense. The Trojans pressured. Here's Austin Arsenault cutting in. A awkward shot. An awkward save, but he made it. And a face-off to McLean's left. Bit of energy for the Clippers. Granfield to take the face-off against Machado. It's won by Machado. And thrown around the boards. And that's going to be icing on the Trojans. They will not get a change. Machado is won quite a few face-offs, but it's been relatively even in the face-offs. Both teams having no real advantage. Question is are you winning the face-off in the right times? Win the face-off in the offensive zone, always the good face-offs to win, and the Clippers win it as if on cue, and a big shot block by Hanas. He'll feel that in the morning. Pops right back up, delivers a bump, but now there's in front. Oh, that one sails over the net. But a good look. Lowen across, cut off by King. And now in the corner. And that one sails close to the net, but it's just wide, but stolen. Try to get it back out front. Casey's gonna clear the zone just out of reach of Miley. He was unable to, oh, a big collision there. Trentum, and there's a chance. Big save, the rebound covered up by Tomei. And Dominic Tomei gets probably one of his best saves of the game. And keeps that one going in. Dangerous chance. Right as it looked like the Clippers were about to start buzzing, the Trojans force it back. Little is waved from the face-off circle. And out comes Lions. Lost it, but the Clippers are going to be able to get it back, but Nolan steals. Now Smith behind the net. Forces it back to the blue line. Here's Ryder Richmond, and a shot there. Easy save made. And covered up for another face-off. A lot of whistles in this game, but a lot of action nonetheless. And looks like Smith's gonna take the face-off for the Trojans. Line change. It's Enns and Jacob Arsenault. And it's Little in the face-off circle. Tied up, but won by the Trojans. Now behind the net. There's Nolan, now it's Smith. Tried to avoid the defense. Nolan gets it to Richmond, and that one deflected. And a couple saves there. And that one way, a big arc. And finds its way into the Trojan zone. But now the Trojans back the other way. And it's taken by Aikens. But it's more back and forth. Oh, a big hit on Nolan. They're calling that one. That was a high hit and a big one. It looked like head almost hit the ice, and that one's covered up. But a big hit. I'm wondering what the call may be. We'll see what's going to be called. And going to the box, it's Jaden Little. We'll see what the call is in just a moment. And it's going to be a tripping call. That hit to me just looked like a big hit, or maybe it was a trip and I missed it. That's always possible. And now it's a power play for the Trojans. Over to Machado. Bobbles the puck, but he gets it back. And King back to Machado. Slapper, big block. That block is gonna feel that. There's redirected and freezes the puck to May with a heads up play to just get the whistle. Get a few guys to go off. It's going to be a full line change. That block was by Theo Citrullo, pardon me. And face-off tied up, but it's the Trojans come up with it. Back to Machado. And now that's King, a big save there by Tomei. And they'll throw it to center. Machado over to King. And they'll get set up. And starting up, here's Machado. Has some speed. That one, a weird one, and a rebound. Oh, that was a dangerous chance. It went high and out of play, but the Trojans nearly had a really good look. Well, it was a good look, but it went up and out of play in a neutral zone face-off. It's Cox in against Dale. Won by the Trojans. Here's Reese Richmond. And play onside, trying to get in deep, but it stood up, and there's Stevenson. The shot there goes wide. They're killing time. There's a shot by Jacob Arsenault. And an awkward hit. Ooh, and it's Nolan going down, but he's up, and they're coming out the zone. Wheeling over center is Clark, and he put it into the corner, and now another clearing attempt. It will go all the way, and more time killed. Just 30 seconds to go. The Trojans power play. Here comes Richmond. It's a pass to Cox. He's got Kane going to the net. And now it's Richmond over to Casey. And now it's Clark. Hands it off, and now it's back to the point. Richmond, Casey. Penalty over, and there's a chance. Big chance! And that one back behind the net. So we're back to even strength, and now it's going to be a 3-on-1. And no, it will not. It's a hand pass. And I wouldn't say a bullet dodge by the Trojans, but definitely an on-man rush you want to avoid. So a face-off to the left of Tomei. Welke's going to take it against Granfield. Wave by Welke. Sidaway in. Take this face off. Ties up, allowed the winger to get it, and this looks like it's a Trojans penalty. Interference is the call. And it's on Kane. Zach Kane in to serve 2. Another chance here for Briercrest. Get some offense going. And try to cut into this 2-goal lead. Face off, it's won by the Clippers, and now it's Briercrest. Kelly, save made right into the gut of Andrew McLean for a face off. That's the halfway mark of this second period. And it's Stevenson in for the face off for Briercrest. And he'll get waived against Welke. Now it's the battle of face-off against the 29s. Welke and Keck, and another whistle. Probably going to issue a warning. Too many. Briercrest had to be careful. I mean, too many times. You can only wave a player so many times, but there's a shot up high, and that one not able to keep it on side is Kelly. And Kelly's gonna be pressured by Welke. He gets it up. Dale over to Stevenson and forced up, and Kelly will take it over to Keck with more speed. He's a fast skater. And in the corner is Ryder Richmond over Skolmoski. Richmond again tries to clear. Kept it onside, and Briercrest goes back to work with a minute gone on the power play. And it's, a dangerous fall. But now Briercrest going to try and do something. Here's Dale. And that shot blocked by Ryder Richmond, and it's cleared. The length of the ice, ends going back for it. Here's Ents. And now a chance. Couldn't get a good pass. They'll try and get a reset. But pressure, here's Sidaway. Pass was intended for Trentham. Unable to corral it, but it killed more time. Chance for one last rush on the man advantage. Back around. Looks for a lane and a big save there. And back to even strength. Kane on the ice. Jumps right into the play. And that puck goes up and out of play. Both teams make some wholesale changes. A solid power play, but it was unable to find anything truly dangerous. But it has gotten them going a little bit. Get some energy, try and make a good game of this, but a 2-goal lead is not much. So the Trojans are simultaneously going to be looking for the bigger lead, but it's looks like a trip on penalty going against the Clippers. And that is not what you would want if you're the Clippers. They really need to get offense going, and a penalty is not what they need. A tripping call against Jaden Little. Little is second for penalty minutes, but would be now first. He's taken a couple of calls tonight. So in penalty minutes, he is now the team leader. Not a stat you really want to be leading in. And the face-off somewhat tied up, but the Trojans going to try and get in deep. Now Smith. Over to Richmond. Now Smith again. Back to Reese Richmond. And it's Clark. That one over the net. Attempt to clear it from Stevenson. And it will be cleared by Citrullo. Now the Trojans looking to enter the zone. Clark. In for Cox. Cox finds Richmond. Richmond closing in, and that hits a leg and it goes wide. And now it's Smith going to try another shot. That one high and wide. Richmond. Clark throws it. What a save by Dominic Tomei. Gets the paddle. And another A-grade save, a 10-beller on the penalty kill. My goodness, another chance now coming for the Trojans. No one there to get the loose change, but a big hit there by Cox. More physicality. The water bottle on the ice for Tomei, his red water bottle there. 30 seconds to go in the man advantage. Trentham, Richmond, Machado back to Reese Richmond, back to Trentham, and a save made. And a face-off upcoming, but a huge save and a huge sequence for the Trojans. There's some tired Clippers on the ice. We're getting some top-notch action tonight on ACAC TV with the Trojans. I don't see a better way to spend an evening than watching some top-quality college hockey. That was cleared. 10 seconds. Time for one more rush on the power play. Out comes King. Over to Trentham. Throws it. Skolmoski. Penalty expiring. That one deflected. It got a defender. Hit something hard. I believe it was either the stick or the... probably was the stick. I would hope. I hope not the helmet, but it did look pretty up high, so looks like everyone's okay. But a battle here along the half boards, kept in by Skolmoski. Takes a bump from Jaden Little, but now behind the net, looks for someone in front, no one there. And here's Little, feeds it. A dish to Weeb. And in a shot, up and out of play. An eventful hockey game when we got some chirping going on. It looks like we might be getting a penalty to the Trojans and a penalty. It's gonna be a couple of guys going off. And it will be a 4-on-4. So a little bit of extra room. And it looks like we're gonna, it's 4-on-4. And back into the zone, it's the Trojans. The Trojans unable to retain possession, but they will get it here. Stange over to Casey. And that's thrown in at Kelly. Just kept onside by Casey. And he takes a bump from Stevenson. And some physicality again. Taken by Casey. A shot there, a high save on the shoulder of Tomei. A failed clearing attempt. It's back in deep, the Briercrest zone. Now wheeling out a long pass. And it's Briercrest And back the other way. Clement looked for a long pass, but unable to get it. No icing. Good speed to negate the icing. Now a puck battle right behind Tomei. Tomei makes sure he stretches out, covers both of those posts. That takes some flexibility. And now, good rush, Dale. Goes it back to Ponchelet. Back in deep. And Ryder Richmond pressured by Ponchelet. Thrown back to the point. Over to Entz. A shot. And that hit a body. It goes into the corner. This will be cleared. And here we go. And it's a 2-on-1. A big hit there, though. Smith. In and Nolan with a good look. Unable to put that in. And Dale clears it just past the blue line. It's Reese Richmond turns. Waits for his teammate to get off. And with just over 2 minutes to go, a high clear. Now the Trojans. Skolmoski has Sidaway, tips it in deep. Cox was played by Tomei. And here comes Arsenault. Oh, blew a tire. That's Weeb. And now the Trojans. King. Cox in. Clark. Stolen. Here, that was Granfield and gets it cleared. And here's Sidaway. Leaves it for Skolmoski. Skolmoski turns it over. Stevenson chips and chases. Battle in deep. Now Cox along the half boards, leaves it, and a pass there for Sidaway. In the final minute, Cox gains his own, holding it along the half boards, and a pass to Keegan Casey. Throws that one on goal and a save. And Casey again, over to Welke. Welke shoots and a save. A textbook save. Tomei in good position. And both teams are going to get their players back. Face off to Tomei's right. Waved from the face off is Dale. Coming in to take it is Poncelet. And he is one and a shave. Ooh, off the tip of the glove. And Tomei makes a nice save, but now it's in deep. Machado in the corner, back to the point man, Stange. Back to the corner. And it's the Clippers coming up with it. Arsenault to Ponchelet. Hanas takes it away. Not a lot of time left. And attempt to clear, and that'll do it for the second period of play. And the score in the second. Another goal makes it 2-0 for the Trojans. And we're gonna have quite the edge in shots, 30-13 for the Trojans. And we're gonna have one more period to go, but a good period, a lot of action, a lot of physicality, but a good one. And we're gonna see you soon on ACAC TV, Trojans Action, intermission. Don't go anywhere. Well, it's 2-0 Trojans. We're back for the third period on ACAC TV. The Trojans and the Briercrest Clippers. And 20 minutes left to be played. Shots, a wide margin, 30-13. Briercrest had a couple chances. They're going to have to really use those opportunities to find something. You got to find the back of the net. But McLean is just standing strong. But Tomei, a couple huge saves in that second period. We are underway, third period here at Winsport Arena. And Briercrest looking to get started right away. Bump there, it's Austin Arsenault. Comes up with it. Back to the point, Ents over to Arsenault. Cuts around Welke, Arsenault, and that one sails high and wide. Ents got the pass, and there's, I believe that was hit by, redirected by a stick. And now a battle on the half boards. It's Greenfield and Stange. And now it's Arsenault. Ents. Arsenault. Slap shot and a save by McLean. Had to fall on top of the puck there a bit. And the bobble on the save, but the shot ratio literally 2-1, but 30-15 in favor of the Trojans, so a big shot difference. But Briercrest coming out with a strong start to the period, but here's the Trojans not gonna let the Clippers do much, and there's a shot, and it puck finds itself in the corner. Trojans now pushing. They're not going to let this game, and here's a race for it. Aikens has a step, shoots off the crossbar. Ponchelet gets it back in deep. Reese Richmond. And that's Jake Dale trying to force something to happen, and now Briercrest back on it. But the Trojans steal. It's Clark coming against center, gains the zone. Look for a pass to Trentham. Unable to find it. And here's the Clippers. It's Lowen to Dale. Dale shoots. Glove save, McLean. May have been going wide, but he gobbles it up anyway. They count that shot on the scoreboard, so. Both goalies have been good. I mean, 2 goals on 30 shots. A good ratio for Tomei. 28 saves, so. He's made some big ones, but so has McLean. So it's been a bit of a goaltending battle. And a turnover. Keck in for Briercrest. And Sidaway steals. And now a long pass just out of the reach of Clark. And now Keck tries to cut around, loses the puck, and good play to keep it on side is Stevenson. Briercrest is pushing. And Sidaway had the puck, turns it over. And now it's the Trojans gonna flip it up to center, looking for Cox to try and muscle his way into the zone. He does. Puck rolls all the way around, and now come the Clippers. And the Trojans cut back the other way, but a step offside is Tanner Sidaway. So a really good start to this third period for the Briercrest Clippers. Not in a neutral zone faceoff. Smith against Little. Little won it. And down into the zone. It's played by McLean, but now it's Clement. Smith cuts around, gets it out of the zone, but he's muscled off the puck by Kinderchuk. Lowen throws it, look for a pass, and that's going to be an icing call on the Clippers. So the Trojans, a bit of pushback to prevent any spark from the Clippers. Face-off tried to push it towards the net was Smith. Richmond, oh, right in front is Nolan. Tomei was down. Trojans still have it. Back to Reese with a shot, hit a body in front. That'll go all the way, a race for it. Ryder Richmond left it behind the net. And out comes his brother. Brothers playing on the same line, 6 and 14. And now the Clippers, oh, a big rebound there. Entz is going to throw it in and a glove stop. He'll play it. Attempt to clear. It's taken by the Clippers. Whoa, but a good steal there. 3 Trojans over center. Or over the blue line, pardon me. But that one sails high out of play. And so back to some good back and forth action. Briercrest has some push, and they've had a couple good looks. Trojans on their heels just a little bit. It's going to be Huber in the face-off against Granfield. It looks like looks like an equipment issue with the linesman. Get some. Oh no, it was. Looks like the Trojans trainer may have helped. Looked like bandage, but it might have been the whistle, mind you. Oh, yeah, it was the whistle. Okay, it was an equipment issue. Now the Briercrest Clippers trying to clear the zone. They do. Skolmoski takes a big hit. Briercrest takes away a bump by Welke. There's Granfield taking a good bump. Try to keep the play alive with the Trojans. Pass to Kane. Loses it. Kelly attempts to hit. Has King. Oh, and a block. Lost a stick for a moment, but he regains it. Trojans picking up the speed. Now there's Huber. Tries to throw it into a big collision. And some extracurricular. We got a scrum. As the player was hit into the net, couple of Trojan and a Clipper went hard into the net, knocked it off its moorings. It looked like Huber and Granfield. And I'm wondering if we might get a few going off, and oh, that could be extra. Tempers flaring. The third frame of a very entertaining hockey game. And it will look like at least one. And so Huber will go off for the Trojans, and it's also with Welke. So the captain and one of the alternates, it looks like Arsenault. Yes, Austin Arsenault. So it could be the Trojans being down a man. I'd imagine those first penalties are going to be offsetting. Wait for the officials to sort this out. Sort out who gets what. And long discussion here. sorting it out. But I imagine it might be an extra 2. Oh no, there's another player in. So 2 guys go off. It's going to be Weeb as well for the Clippers. Both penalty boxes getting a little crowded. I'm curious on if this is going to be some 4-on-4 for 2 minutes. Maybe 3-on-3. That would be entertaining. 3-on-3 in regulation, but we are still getting discussions. Perhaps both penalties, well, all the penalties might be offsetting, but we will wait for the official call. And it's like it's going to be 4-on-4. I believe that's what the referee signaled to the coaching staff. Or maybe it's going to be 4-on-3, but they might just be trying to get extra penalty up on the scoreboard. I'm not sure. So yeah, we got 4 Trojans on. No, it's going to be a 4-on-3. That's Clement going off. So a very crowded penalty box. And so 4-on-3. Oh no, a 5-on-3. There are 5, or a 5-on-4, pardon me. So 4 penalties were offsetting, but 1 extra to Zach Huber. Glad we sorted that one out, and Clippers will have a chance to. Oh, and we got another penalty coming up, and oh my goodness. Penalty Palooza, that's what I call this. And that's going to be Sasuska. Another penalty. And oh my goodness, this is something else. These are not very big penalty boxes, I will tell you, here on the Jones Snyder rink at Winsport Arena. So 3 in each box, so some 4-on-4 action. The face-off was won by the Clippers. And I feel, and I know where the PA announcer is coming from. That's going to be a tough amount of calls. I've done plenty of PA work. A lot of penalties to call. But we are underway with 4-on-4. Bump there, Richmond and Arsenault and Trentham. Now it's Stevenson being pressured by Trentham. Over to Ents. Through center into the zone. He's got a bit of speed. He's pressured by Ryder Richmond. Big hit there, nice collision. And it looks to try and get it up. And hit there by Ents, gonna be Kelly. 2-on-2, Keck. And 2-on-2 the other way. It's Smith with speed. And the collision between the 2 number 17s, Trentham and Lowen. Trentham now pressures, or Smith, pardon me. Smith wears 17 for the Trojans, but now here's Lowen. And a low speed shot turned aside. And here's King. Pressured by Dale. Lowen is going to cut in the zone. 1-on-4. The only hockey player that can successfully do a 1-on-4 is Pavel Datsuk, and as we can see, it did not turn out well, but some pressure from Briercrest, and that's a save. Tried to play it. Have on long enough for a face-off. So 8 seconds to go in the penalty to Vasuska for the Clippers. Defensive zone face-off for the Trojans. Face-off won by Poncelet, but it's taken away by Stange. Carries out of the zone, tried to carry out of the zone, but taken away. Poncelet. They're looking for a call, and none would come. One of them went down, and that's thrown in deep. Behind the net, Keegan Casey. Now it's taken away by Thasuska. Now the Trojans come up with it. Down the ice. 3 of them over the blue line. Sidaway tried to center the Cox. Sidaway tries a wraparound. Puck is loose. Frozen. And another scrum. Emotions getting pretty high. In the third period. Only a 2-goal game. Both teams making wholesale changes. We're going to have a face-off to the right of Tomei. It's Kane. And against Granfield, Kane won it. Shot there. There's a blocker saved by Tomei, and now it's back around the net. Stolen by Kane. Kane's gonna come back out to the blue line. Takes a lap. Bumped. Now it's in the corner. Back behind the net. Pressured by Kelly. Now Clement. Over to Nolan. Kane tries to take it away, but now it's Granfield. Throws it up, no one there. It's going to be a icing. The Trojans going to make a change. Fresh bodies against the Clippers, but both teams did change not long ago, so this line for the Briercrest Clippers has not been out there for too long. And they will get a clear in a race. Kindrachuk shoots, glove save. Oh, and he crashed into the goaltender. We're gonna have a scrum. Kindrachuk, the tempers overflowing in the third period, almost halfway through the final frame of this game. And I'm wondering if we're going to get a penalty. It looks like we will get at least one. Interference, the call, likely on the goaltender. Kindrachuk, they assessed that he was likely able to avoid that collision, but he collided nonetheless, and that did, as you would expect, drew a reaction from the Trojans. So a power play upcoming. Special teams is certainly a strong suit for both clubs. Trojans' power play percentage 23.8, second in the league. Penalty, but the best penalty kill in the league is Briercrest, 90.5, which that number is truly shocking. That is a crazy good penalty kill. We'll see if it can go to work here. Both goals we've had have been even strength. That one's cleared. Quick up by McLean. Trenton got on side. Sidaway tried to cut through. Hit there by Hanas, and now it's going to be might be an odd man rush. It's a 3-on-2. And a shot, a big save, the rebound. Scores! Briercrest, a short-handed goal. And they are on the board. They're first of the night. and cut the lead back to 1. That's Entz with the goal. McLean, a fish out of water. Wasn't too far off from getting his glove on that, but that's the 90, the plus 90 power or penalty kill percentage from Briercrest. But now Trojans looking to answer back. But it's Briercrest back the other way. Kelly takes a bump from Reese Richmond. With speed as Smith. Cuts in, turns. Richmond winds up. That one goes wide, and now it's cleared by Jacob Arsenault, and now it's McLean behind his own net. Leaves it. Coming out is Reese Richmond through the zone, into the zone. Drops it off to Smith. Battle in the corner to the point. Smith chips it in deep, but Briercrest, the penalty is going to expire. Briercrest pushing once again the Trojans. And that pass didn't go anywhere. There's an attempt to pass it. It will not be an icing. Would have gone no net anyway. And there's Skolmoski with a nice pass to Clement. Dish to Kane. And Stevenson up to Keck. Skated backwards, but made the puck go in. And ooh, there's a collision into the end boards. Clement. Now a feed to Casey. Up to Skolmoski. Back to Casey. He's gonna pass it up the middle to Kane. Kane turns, gains center, and fires it into the end boards. This is a very close hockey game. We are seeing two very good teams battle it out. Trojans chip it up, but Kindrachuk I would think that both teams were vying for a penalty. One would be vying for holding the stick, but the other potential hooking. But ref decided to not call either, but now we might be getting a call. Yes, we are. The ref has his arm up. Didn't see who it was on. It looked like a high sticking, and it is going to be on the Trojans. And Hanas. High sticking. It is a 2-minute. Trojans have not a fantastic penalty kill, 73.8. They are 6th in the league. And the best ranked power play is Briercrest, 26.7. So both teams have good special teams. Scores! Jacob Arsenault ties the game at 2 with a power play goal. And with 6:47 to go in the third, it's a clean slate for the Briercrest Clippers. What a sequence. So a shorty and a power play goal. Special teams coming up big for Briercrest. A lot of good kills. And up the middle, a long pass, tried to feed it. Nolan now into the zone. He has Smith behind him. Clement goes to the opposite corner. Bumps into Kelly, but he feeds it up to Poncelet. Stolen away by Reese Richmond. Takes a bump, keeps going. Off the boards. Nolan, high slot with a high shot. Puck went up and it went back down. Now it's the Trojans. That's a battle in the corner. Now it's Briercrest trying to clear it, and we're getting another call. It has been, what did I say in the set? What did I say earlier? A penalty palooza? Was that the second? A lot of calls in this second half of the game. Cross check, and it's against Poncelet in 2 minutes for a Trojans power play. Manas wins the face-off. Back to King, and now it's Machado. Over to King. Back to Machado. That shot well wide and is covered by Tomei. Oh, Tomei on his back. Made the save. And the face-off will be on the other side, to Tomei's right. Face-off won again by the Trojans. Trentum looks, passes. It's King. Gets it to Hanas. Hanas back to King. Shoots. And save, made a rebound. A big save there. King again. King. Glove save by Dominic Tomei. Another face-off. Both teams change. And it's face-off. It's Nas. Wins it. King. Over to Machado. Back to King. Finds one in deep. The rebound somehow did not go in. Machado at the point now, and that one hit a few bodies. The shot, another save, rebound, hit a body in front. And now here comes Stevenson for the Clippers. Fires it down the ice with a minute to go in the Trojans power play. Machado through the middle. Nolan takes a big hit on the boards, and now Clark pressured, hit by Little. But Clark regains possession, back to Richmond, and they'll settle things down. Try and set up Nolan, and now it's going to be cleared by Briercrest. And here comes Richmond. Still with it. Throws it into the opposite corner. Battle long, it's over to the point. Now it's Reese Richmond. Smith with a shot. Slapper, hit a body in front. Penalty over. Poncelet back on, even strength. There's a shot, tipped, redirected wide. And now a race for it. It's going to be cleared, and here comes the Clippers. Poncelet tried to cut in. Off the shoulder. Ooh, that one was dangerous. Trickled wide. Bit of a deflection off the shoulder. And now Kelly falls, but he made the play. Thrown into the zone. And the Trojans left it behind the net. Casey waits. Gives his team a chance to make some line changes. Now he's wheeling out of the zone, gains center, into the zone. Now, bit of a back and forth now in the corner. Round to the other side, it's Clement. battle there, and now Dale throws it, a long shot into the crest of McLean. Caught up in his blocker, but he's got it out, and we'll have a face-off. A bunch of the guys serving extended majors in the, or extended misconducts are out of the penalty boxes. Just Zach Huber remaining. Granfield wave from the face-off. Austin Arsenault against Hanas. Hanas wins it. Richmond. And kept in and thrown to the other corner by Jacob Arsenault. Machado picks it up. He takes a bump from Weeb, and now it's Richmond against Austin Arsenault. Out of the zone comes King. Over to Trentham. Throws that one across the crease, but now a shot there behind the, misses the net. Brought back out. Partial 2-on-1. It is a 2-on-1. Granfield. Big defensive play. Richmond got in the way of that one. Tried to throw it over. It's redirected, and the Trojans retreat, and a long pass tried to spring Welke. They're offside, but they did not ice it, which was a pretty nifty play, but the Briercrest Clippers coming back the other way. Keck, sharp angle, fought off by McLean, and he didn't want to move. Oh, he might have pulled something or tweaked something. He takes a little skate. Looks all right. Oh, he is not look. He's taking an extra moment here. Ref's talking to him, make sure he's okay. Looks like he'll be all right. Definitely was an awkward shot. Might have made a bit of an awkward save. Welke away from the face-off. Zach Cox in for the face-off, loses it, and ends with a shot off the end boards, off the glass, and cleared by the Trojans. Kelly throws it to ends, and a steal there by Ryder Richmond. All the way around the boards, it's Casey. Throws it towards the goal. Clippers, and we're into the final minute of the third period, still knotted at 2. And here's Stevenson, tried to get around Richmond. We're in next goal wins territory, and another baseball-esque save from Tomei. That one high fly, I suppose. Makes a nice one there. 43.5 seconds to go in a brilliant hockey game. Smith in the face-off against Jake Dale. Tied up. And it's picked up by the Briercrest Clippers. And now comes Aikens. Ponchelet. Save. Rebound. And that one went wide. Now back comes Sidaway. He's got Clark. Now Sidaway. Throws it, shoots, and a save. Make sure nothing is loose. And Huber will get to go back to the bench, spending a lengthy time in the penalty box. And so it's 20.9 seconds to go. It is crunch time. My goodness, this has been a crazy third period. Down 2, and the Clippers come back to tie it. And a shot off the post! And a near a very close call. That was dodging a bullet for the SAIT Trojans. Time expires just as they were getting set up, and we are going to overtime. Tied at 2. What a matchup. This is what we expected with two phenomenal teams. We're going to take a moment, regroup, and we'll get ready for 3-on-3 overtime between the SAIT Trojans and Briercrest Clippers. And this is, as I said off the top, the first game of a back-to-back home stint for the Trojans. We're here tomorrow for a matinee matchup, 1:30, so make sure you tune into that game. But we're still not done here. Shots still a wide margin for the Trojans, 42-25. But Tomei's been good all game long. McLean's made some big 10-bellers himself. I expected quite a bit of a goaltending battle, and we've gotten one, that's for sure. And all 4 goals so far, very top quality. A lot of dangerous scoring chances. And we're getting ready for overtime action. So we're going to get a good one here. And out for the Trojans, it's Trentum, King, and Machado. For the Clippers, it's Jacob Arsenault, Colton Akins, as well as Regan Ponchelet. 3-on-3 overtime action, a 10-minute overtime period. Let's see what this has in store for us. Is it going to be an overtime that ends quickly, or is it going to be one that draws on? Both can be exciting. We'll see what we get. Overtime action. Trentum against Ponchelet. Tie up on the faceoff. Clippers come up with it, and they start right away. Akins cuts in, passes it, scores! 10 seconds into the overtime, and Ponchelet completes the comeback for the for the Briercrest Clippers, and a overtime win ends the Trojans' 4-game winning streak. Frustration for the Trojans having such a good run, but now extending to a 3-game win streak for Briercrest. And a big one here. That was a nice goal. He buried it. We'll see who the players of the game are. No surprise, Dominic Tomei, 40 saves and some 10-bellers. American-born, has some Czech heritage. Ryder Richmond, solid night defensively. Both teams had put on quite a show. Ryder Richmond and Dominic Tomei. An outstanding game. Tomei, definitely the hero. A lot of support from his teammates. A tough start for the first 2 periods. It was all Trojans. But they put on a show in the third, came back, 2 goals, including a power play, a shorty, and capped off with an overtime winner, even strength in the 3-on-3. We thank everyone for joining us on ACAC TV for the SAIT Trojans hockey. We're here tomorrow at 1:30. Be there and have a good night.